Chaz, he is the sky. Yeah, I know he plays a favorite game of mine. And he works for a company that's always on my mind. Cause Chaz has got himself a job and I wanna make it mine. Cause he gets free stuff all the time. And he gets paid to go to VASL, I just know it. Yeah, and he's designing stuff with the guys late at night. You know, I wish that I had Chaz's job. Wish that I had Chaz's job. Where can I find employment like that? Yes, you know, he has it made. He makes $600K a year plus some change. You know I feel so jealous cause his job's ASL, dude. And he gets to go on Game Squad forums and answer questions too. Cause he's play testing with the guys. And he's working in the game industry, don't you know it? And he's taking it by storm, you got that right. You know I wish that I had Chaz's job. I wish that I had Chaz's job. Where can I find employment like that, like Chaz's job? I wish that I had Chaz's job. Where can I find employment? Where can I find employment like that? And I'm looking on his website all the time, wondering why he won't hire me. Ask my buddies, I've tried since '09. Guess I should resubmit my resume. Tell me, where can I find employment like that? You know I wish that I had Chaz's job. I wish that I had Chaz's job. I want Chaz's job. Where can I find employment like that, like Chaz's job? I wish that I had Chaz's job. I want Chaz's job. Hackapole!
Hello, everybody. I'm Dave, but there he is. There's Jeff.
Are we on?
Yeah, we're on, Jeff. There's me there.
I don't see anything.
Look closer. Down at your mouth. Your eyes down here. Look into the screen.
Where do I talk?
Look into the screen.
Where do I?
Screen.
I hear you, but I can't see anything.
It's not a flattering picture. Hey, at least you have hair. A little less flattering, I suppose.
I like your pate, your bald pate.
Yeah, I'm pretty used to it.
It's distinctive.
There, friends.
Yeah, and it's just how you are. It's beautiful. You're looking well. How are you doing?
Good. And when I wear hats, people can't recognize me. I think I've said that before.
I guess I didn't realize that.
But yeah, no, the masks don't, people are like, I can't tell who people are. But I can be like this, and then all I have to do is kind of go, oh, it's Dave. It's multiple times.
It's the Dave Kleinschmidt tattoo you have up there that's the giveaway. I think you should do the tattoo, Dave. I do, like ASL or something. Wouldn't that be awesome?
Would they finally give us free merchandise to review on the show if I put MMP on there?
You put MMP on there. Either that or they'll charge you.
Well, welcome everybody to the one and only podcast and video. Plenty of ASL video on YouTube.
This is the best one, though.
Yes.
There we go.
Dedicated 100%-ish to the greatest game in the world, Advanced Squad Lotta.
I'm Jeff.
I'm Dave.
And get used to it. This is what we look like. And this is what we sound like.
Yes, that's right. People aren't used to looking at us, I suppose.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm sure it's shocking at how handsome I am. Did you notice I shaved a little bit?
No, I can't tell. Although I did actually shave because I had 3 days of growth on there. We do those crazy awards at the end of the year. Oh, I could show some now, actually, because it's a video thing, right?
Yes, it is.
Hold on a sec. I'll keep talking. So the lady, we did a picture. We got a picture of her and mounted it onto a sheet of plexiglass and drew cracks in the plexiglass.
Oh,
Called it the People Who Live in Glass Houses Should Know Where the Doors Are award. And we present these crazy awards at the end of the year. And it is the most fun anyone has all school year. You get a committee of 3 or 4 pretty creative people.
yeah.
And then one of my last awards was the Frosty Lunch Award. Now, you can't see this on the listener podcast, so it's a wooden, what would you call that, Jeff? I don't know.
Go back a little bit. It's like a pedestal of some kind.
Yeah, and they painted it gold, although yellow. See, I would have used gold spray paint. I was off the committee by this time. And it commemorates a lunch we took when we were in a hurry. We were going to go drive through Wendy's. It's got a little vehicle on top showing me, the bald one here, and my friend Joe, who's going with me, looking out the window because it had frosted over so quickly we couldn't see a thing. And we had to be back in like 12 minutes, and it took 12 minutes to drive through usually. So I exaggerate a little, but so he was fearful for his life, and I was hanging out the window driving. So they made this award to call you up, make you tell the story of the ridiculous things that happened. Of course, my best one was I don't have it anymore. They gave me a safety cone. What do you call it? Traffic cone?
Yeah.
That was when I was also coming home from Wendy's on a different day. And it was under construction, and it was all tacky, and I thought I was supposed to maybe be on the other side of the cones, or I had to get in the left turn lane. And I did one of those, like, start to turn and then change your mind and nod, and it's always the bad thing to do, right? Start a driving action and then change your mind.
Yeah.
Not going to go well. And so I hit a cone, and it was under the vehicle.
Oh, yeah.
And I turned left and kept going. And before I got to school, I stopped at a Walgreens, and I drove in the back, and I dug this thing out. It was rocks were going up. It made like a ramp going up the front, and rocks were my windshield. And I dug this out, and I threw it up in the garbage can. No, I just left it. I'm like, I'll just leave it. I know this is a horrible thing. Kleinschmidts usually don't do these kinds of things, but
yes, we all know that.
And so I drove back to school, acted normal, and this woman comes up and goes, "Dave, did you go out to lunch today?" Yeah. Were you turning left coming back into the school like 15 minutes ago? Yeah.
No.
Did you have a cone under your car? Yeah.
No.
So they figured out I dumped it, and they went back and got the thing.
Who they? The other teachers?
Oh, the Moonshine Committee. The Moonshine Committee.
Moonshine Committee.
The ones who make the funny awards.
Mm.
And they called me up and made me tell that story, and in front of everyone's just laughing uproariously, and presented me with this giant cone that was all torn up, and
So is that the same cone that's on display in your living room still today in the front window instead of the leg, instead of the major award?
Yeah.
You got the cone.
Jeff?
Okay. Why don't we go to letters? Oh, do we have letters music? We just have to sing it?
Do you have your speakers up?
Yeah. Yes, I do.
everybody. Sounds like it's time for letters.
I think so.
Wonder if this will get past the YouTube legal team.
Yeah, you're going to find out that Adam has copyright on this and he wants money.
And I have to tell you, Jeff, you are being recorded.
Yeah. Oh, I'll be careful.
Another legal pitfall.
Yeah.
Well, do you have a letter there?
I do. I have a number of letters. We've actually had a lot of letters. Well, more letters lately. I think it's because people are bored.
Oh, sorry, I was switching to headphones and I missed that, but I have a letter here. I have OTO player aid feedback. You may recall that Rich had done some wonderful work with the OTO player aids on doorstep.
Yep.
During the past week or two, I've taken a break from Korea and have been solo playing OTO exclusively. I've been enjoying Funnel of Death, and I'm in the middle of another bloody morning. I admit to have initially been a bit intimidated by the plethora of new weapons and rules. However, the OTO2 player aid has made the adjustment very smooth and painless. I especially appreciate the sections on the PT mine roller tanks and the various Russian aircraft weapon systems. While using this player aid, I was amazed at how easy it was to grasp the procedure for employing the PT-34s effectively, very quickly, becoming one of my favorite ASL vehicles. I also appreciated the separate tables for strafing and point-blank attack procedures for both German and Soviet aircraft. It's a shame so many people are intimidated by air support and ASL, as it's one of my favorite aspects of the game. I think if more players gave OTO2 and this useful player aid a try, they might change their mind. Concise inclusion of the historical battle rules on one side of the player aid is also a wise decision. By the way, Funnel of Death, the scenario, was stunning. 5 OBA modules with 4 in play on the board at once.
Wow.
Seems like a flying turrets. Is that a scenario?
Yeah.
Or artillery. This module must have been a gas to play test. That from Warrior 6, sent in to Rick Reinish about the player aids. So,
well, good. I'm glad, and Rich will be glad to know about that since he participated in the construction of those. So good. Nice.
Indeed. Do you have a letter, Jeff?
I have one from Jim Kloss. Thank you for writing us, Jim. He writes, I really enjoy your recent rules episode regarding defensive first fire, and I'm sure it will be of great value to new players as well as veteran players such as myself. I don't know about that, but on another point, I've been playing the Korean War ASL scenarios exclusively since the release of the Forgotten War module, and I cannot recall having this much fun with a new ASL concept since the release of Coda Bushido.
Bushido.
Yes, Bushido. I'm sure I speak for more than a few of your fans when I suggest that a series of episodes focusing on the new Korean War rules would be greatly appreciated. Considering the frequency of OBA and close air support in that conflict, a review of those rules sections should probably be considered as well. Speaking of Korea,
yes.
If you haven't played it yet, I highly recommend LFT's new Fight for Seoul historical ASL module or scenario. In my opinion, it's the finest, best looking, and most extensively researched historical ASL since Festung Budapest. Best wishes and keep up the good work, and hugs and kisses to Dave.
Oh, thank you. Hugs and kisses right back at you. Look at that, Jeff.
There, you've got it. To Fight for Soul.
Oh, is it upside down? No, it was right side up.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got this puppy, man. There is a huge scenario in here. Huge one. We mentioned it before on the air. Gonna try and get to that.
Go like this.
Yeah.
Let me feel it. Let me feel the heft. Oh yeah.
It's a lot of heft. Kind of crappy box, but I can live with that, I suppose. Did we do the box art yet for this?
You have to live with it, Dave. There's no alternative.
I don't think we did a box art review, did we?
No, we didn't.
Oh, gotta add that to the list.
Yeah, it's
fine product from LFT. We get those often sent to us sometimes gratis from our sponsor,
Ritterkrieg?
Derek Ritter at Ritter Krieg, our wonderful sponsor. You want to support Derek over there?
Go to
And
ritterkrieg.com, order a bunch of stuff, tell him the 2 Half Squad sent you, and he will send you kisses and hugs.
Indeed. And we will be able to look at his stacking trays, Jeff. I think you have a set there. I have a set here. We're going to wait for what's in the box. There's so much to do.
We better
But
stop.
he's also now making these wooden containers for the starter kit style boards. The wooden containers for the starter kit style boards. And our other sponsors, Miller High Life and
This is known as product placement.
Diet Coke.
Very subtle.
I'll have to crack a brewski soon. I don't have. Oh, there's my bell.
There you go. Oh, that's nice. It sounds like the bell on the old Curiosity Shop. Let's hear it. Oh, yeah. Very nice.
I did bring this to your house once before, and we had different tone bells.
I remember that.
This is the one I would ring for the market, playing the stock market game. Market's open.
Yeah.
And they all run to the desk, and then we change the prices. Market closed. No, I didn't get to buy. Maybe tomorrow. And Korea. Obviously, my Korean games with Rizzy, Timonen, and Walters are on hold.
Yeah.
So we'll get back into those rules for you soon after COVID, maybe. We got so much to do, Jeff.
Yeah,
I have a letter from Pim Nusselder. Hey, guys, congratulations on your 12th birthday. Happy birthday, Jeff. Amazing that you've been able to keep this podcast up for so many years. Thank you, Pim.
We started podcasting before anybody knew what it was.
Almost.
Yeah. I have a very long letter here from Larry McIntyre.
Let it rip.
Just finished listening to your show and the instructions regarding ASL on Vassal. The one thing that you forgot, no matter how big the scenario is, it's always virtually set up. So you don't need the dining room table, or that, you don't have to worry about the cat and might wreck anything.
Oh,
and
yeah.
no arguments from your better half as you use up so much space for a game. Since I live in Hawaii, my ASL gaming is done with friends on the mainland, and we've been playing ASL via Vassal for a long time. Absolutely love it. You're right, however, there's nothing like face-to-face. However, playing ASL via Vassal is really quite cool. We use Skype, which can handle many people at one time, which makes multiplayer scenarios possible. And in addition to the usual one-on-one games, Skype allows a lot of trash talking, which we do during the game, and almost like face-to-face. But the best experience is using the Skype video while we play, which is, of course, what we do. I guess back in the day, people would do it without the video. I wouldn't do it without the video, Dave. I would miss you. Since you're all pretty new at Vassal and Vassal, I thought I would attach 6 scenario setups that I made from Red Barricades and Red October to further your online ASL. The scenarios are all set up in the counters and the notes and the edges of the boards, so all you have to do is load the scenario. And, I didn't realize that the Vassal website has hundreds of scenarios pre-set up, so you don't have to go through the trouble of drawing all the little chips out. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You had that kind of look on your face like, I'm falling asleep.
No.
Okay. I have now completed 20 scenario setups, and I am currently working on Festin Budapest scenarios. Be sure to make a double check regarding the setup, the counters, etc. On my counters, etc., as I do not claim to be infallible. By the way, the red outlines on hexes delineate the playing area, if it's not the whole board. Do we do that?
We found ways to do that, yes.
Okay.
You can mark off hexes A to H or whatever.
Yeah.
When you set it up. And then we have drawn lines sometimes for different things.
Okay. I just want to add that I really enjoy your show, the music, the banter, and as always, the ability to sit around without any pants.
It's always a pleasure.
Keep up the great work. It's really appreciated. I'm not wearing pants. Let me show you. No, I'm not going to show you. Thanks, Larry McIntyre, and mahalo.
Indeed.
That's not his name, McIntyre and mahalo. He's saying mahalo.
Well, oh yes, that's a
Hawaiian.
Means take care and see you soon in Hawaiian. This is a note I sent us. It's the ASL Players Map at Google. So you can click on this. Jeff, I think we mentioned this 8 years ago. Maybe it was a different map, but the players put dots in there. And so I'm going to link this up on the show.
Do you have it on your screen right now?
Oh, share screen.
Share your screen.
Oh, the technology. Yeah, let me see if this will open up here. I just actually was making the link in the podcast when you caught me not paying it much attention as I should to the show. But I got the link already in there, so I won't forget.
It's always my favorite part. When I'm talking, I can see Dave, his eyes just kind of glazing over. And I'll see the tips of his fingers like this. Yeah, I like that.
Okay, it's up. So now I'm going to go over here. I'm going to click more. I'm going to click share screen.
Yes.
It's going to give me an option to pick this. Oops, wait. I don't want to share that. That's not appropriate. No. No, that's the one. Is that it? Let's just
Was that your scary? Do not share the scary clown screen that you usually have up.
It says, oh, let's see. Let's see.
Here we go. Something's coming up.
Sorry, listeners at home. You'll have to go to the
link. I can see our Skype screen now.
Is that it?
You've shared our Skype window.
I don't see any shared thing. How do I select the other window?
You may have to scroll down.
Stop.
When you go to share screen.
Stop sharing. Oh, there was a switch screen or window. I'm on multiple
monitors?
Windows. No, not monitors. I was smart enough to not start the PC up and think that I'd be able to share that screen.
Yeah.
So I can share. It's giving me two window choices, neither of one that I want. Start sharing. All right. Sorry, people. Yeah. Switch screen or window? Okay. How about if I move this over here?
Now, a lot of people would think this isn't interesting. I find it fascinating. Well, while you're looking for that, Dave, I could read another letter.
Oh, please do.
Yeah.
Because I can't get this to work.
Here's a nice letter, a nice letter. Nice. From Roger Brandon. Roger writes and says, Dave and Jeff, I hope all is still going good for you and your families. I haven't used Vassal a lot, but they must have 1,000 games converted for use. Have either of you ever played or heard of the old GDW game Battle for Moscow? It came out in the mid-1980s as a free game to get new people into wargaming, and at that time I thought that was so cool to get a free game sent out to me. It's small and fairly simple, yet actually kind of fun, perhaps just because it takes the massive battle and condenses it into such a small footprint. I've never been able to take Moscow as the Germans, but I've come close. Anyway, as you talked about Vassal, it made me think of the module of Battle of Moscow, the advantage being a map that fully fits the screen, few units to move, etc. If you're interested, here's the link to the module at the Vassal website, and I'm including a PDF. Oh, I see that map on your screen now.
Yep.
I'm including a PDF of the game rules and a picture of the game from Victory Point version.
You'll have time someday, Jeff, to get into that. I don't know.
It's something the two of you can play in a very short time now that you're getting comfortable with Vassal. So thank you, Roger, for sending us that.
Yep, and all listeners. And so this then is the map. Is it still showing up now?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so directions from Larry to Greg, Marysville. So each of these little blue dots maybe is a person.
Yeah. Let's look. Can you look in their
Ron
window?
Bonnier in Troy, Ohio. What?
Can you get down to Street View and like look in their window so we can see what they're doing right now? This technology is amazing.
Oh, I just pulled
Oh, look
out.
at
It's a little slow because of all of our
brush fires. No, hurricanes. No.
look at that. Detroit, Ohio. Over here we got Steve Steinmetz, and you can go have a game with Dave Langley. I think I've heard of him. Fort Wayne, Vince Reyes.
Do you
Over
have to prove that you're an
Pennsylvania.
ASL player somehow? Like you have to.
You could be a mass murderer. You could like eating human liver with ketchup. Yeah, actually, Worcestershire sauce is good with human liver.
You have a very dark side, Dave. I've never really noticed that before, but it's quite enchanting, actually.
Peter Ortega up by Chicago. Who do we have here? Kip Kozad? I haven't heard of him.
I don't know, Kip.
How about
I wonder if there's anybody near me.
Pat Collins? Starter kit also does Victory in the Pacific and stuff like that. And over here you got Peter Hartman. We are out here.
Those guys, every one of them, their ears are burning right now. Like somebody's talking about us.
Thomas. Yeah, we don't have our regular guys in here. We should get us all in. Jim Bellini and so on.
Now,
Anyway,
you know what?
there you
Then
go.
people, are going to be calling me like, Jeff, can you play? Jeff, can you play? And I'm a busy man.
Well, honestly, would you have time for anyone else, honestly?
If I quit my job, yeah.
Yeah.
I keep thinking about that.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a great resource, and you will put the link on the show notes.
Yep.
Okay.
And, then let's see, I have another one. ASL map. I have this. Oh, I have a giveaway announcement. Another one of our sponsors is Broken Ground Design.
Broken Ground Design. Designers of Broken Ground.
Tell them about it, Jeff, while I go get the giveaway.
Listen, you're going to want to check out the Broken Ground website to look at all the cool ASL counters and stuff. He puts a lot of work into coming up with some really cool counters that are conspicuously missing from the selection offered by MMP. I mean, they do what they can over at MMP, but they cannot fill all the needs of every ASL player. Broken Ground Design gets your ASL on, gives you a little extra oomph. When you play with Broken Ground counters, people notice.
They do. Is this showing up?
Yes, it is.
All right, we are giving away these.
Not the missing ones.
No.
Okay.
Whoever first one to write us, last time we offered up 3 of these to 3 different people, but only one person responded. We sent him all 3. This is going to be your American snipers 1 to 7.
Mm-hmm.
Your tan with green outlines. I think that, who is that? I don't know. Your British. Your Free French, I think, is the French color with the British outline.
Vive la France.
French. This is this Hungarian here? I don't know.
We're going to say yes.
And whoever else these are. We're going to send you that side. Okay? So if you'd like those sniper counters numbered 1 through 7, so you can put the actual number out on the board, printed right on your sniper counter. You'll never forget.
How generous are we to send that out? It's kind of like a burger without the top of the bun.
Yes, it has to be continental United States. I'm not doing customs on that.
No.
It's too small. We're just going to put it in a little envelope and mail it on out to anyone in the continental United States.
You need to start dating like a stewardess or something, or maybe have one of the boys date a flight attendant, and then who gets around can deliver that stuff for us. Get on that.
Yeah. Do you have another letter?
I do. I have one here from Preston Yonkins. Preston writes and says, I just listened to the family episode.
Oh, that was Laura and I and Aaron.
Yeah. Good to see you guys all still plugging away. And I hope the health problem mentioned a few episodes back is under control. My father-in-law has been dealing with that, so I understand the issue. Since I really have nothing else to say, which is kind of like you and me,
For an hour.
I will continue my campaign to have scenario designers provide information about the background of a particular scenario. It can be on a website, on a card included with the scenario package, and the like. I know scenario cards can get cramped. I think for many of us, ASL is an aspect of our interest in history, and though many scenarios are familiar events, not all are. I've been a student of World War II since the 3rd grade, and being in the 53rd grade now, I'm still learning stuff. It's just a suggestion. And I hope all is well with you and yours during these interesting times. Sorry, I strongly dislike the term unprecedented. Yours with very kindest regards, salutes, kisses, hugs, etc. I always put that in. He just wrote Preston at the end, but I like to elaborate a little.
Preston Youngkins.
Yeah. And if you write a letter to the 2 half squads, I will tear it up and make up stuff and add words to it and all kinds of, I'll completely wreck it. Thanks for writing, Preston.
Well, I have one from Keith Stevenson. He says, love the show. Listen during my morning walks. Concerning the line of sight discussion in episode 248. Get ready to take notes, people. Here comes quality content because it's not coming from Jeff and I. It's coming from Keith. You can go into preferences, line of sight tab, and change the color of the lines. Jeff, remember we were kind of wondering about this the other.
Yes, right.
He uses green for clear, red for blocked, and yellow for hindered. I did not know.
Okay.
If you check the verbose box, there will be a little pop-up telling you which hex blocked and how many hindrances the line of sight goes through.
Get out.
You gotta be kidding me.
I gotta do that. I want the verbosity.
We have to remember. How are we going to remember this?
I want to stop the podcast right now and go check that out.
Yeah, go in. Yeah, no, I actually changed it once, Jeff, but it didn't come up changed in our game.
Yeah.
So I think I changed it. So I don't know if you have to do it per game. I don't know if you have to do it each time you sign in.
Yeah.
And I had no idea of a hindered or a verbose.
That's great. But for some reason, in the scenario that we're playing right now, the hinders and the blocked line of sights don't work.
And no, it's not showing a change at all.
Is that because we're using the big map?
No, we're using regular maps. Those are all overlays.
Geomorphic boards.
Those are all overlays, yeah. The ocean.
Oh, maybe it's because it's the overlays it's not working.
But it's not working on regular. Well,
it's not working on any part of the map, I don't think.
I don't think. It's just coming up blue the whole way. So anyway, let's try this.
All right.
We'll have to remember this somehow.
Yeah.
A sticky note, put it on the computer. Star this in double red.
I'm writing it down right now.
Jeff, we're no longer just an audio podcast. We're also visual on YouTube.
Oh, you can see me?
I can see
embarrassing.
You. Thank you, Keith. That's fantastic advice. And do you have a letter?
I've got a letter here from Barbara. You can have a voice chat room. She doesn't even say Dear Jeff and Handsome Dave.
Well,
she just gets, or maybe you cut the part out.
And I'm not sure if it's Barbara or if they sent that from their wife's.
Oh, okay. Anyway, you can have a voice chat room with a number of ASLers on Discord and make that a show. Let me know if you want to explore that idea. Oh, that's from Jack. Sorry.
That's from Jack. Jackson.
Oh, that's Jackson Kwan.
Hong Kong Wargamer.
Yeah, we need to explore more. We've done a little bit with Discord. We need to get in there and work on that some more. Because you can do more stuff on Discord. They keep adding more features to Discord. I know we can probably Can we record the show on Discord? Anyway, we got to get in there and look.
Yeah. And then the one from Barbara, you that one?
Okay, Barbara writes, great review of We Together.
That's the book
I've
by
read
Adam
Yes.
Looney.
I've read it, but I'm rereading it as there is so much information, and it's just such a great, easy to read and informative story. A great blend of technical, strategy, personal accounts, and actual warfare in the air. Highly recommend this as a gift for the man in your life and for anyone interested in World War II history. David, do you have a man in your life who would like this?
Yeah, you.
Okay. I would. You're right. Thank you for writing, Barbara. Barbara M.
Actually, I think Rizzy has the book now and is reading it.
Does he? Okay.
Yeah. Speaking of Adam Looney, he ran on YouTube a live talk about the Normandy campaign and the 453 Squadron. A live chat with Paul Woodedge of World War II TV.
Oh, yeah, I love World War II.
He put the
TV.
link here. It's too late to watch it live. I wonder if it's still posted. Should I make a link, Jeff, and put it on the...
Why don't you make the link and we'll check it out.
Okay. Alrighty then. And do you have another letter, sir?
From Stu. The silent LOS is best used for line of sight to hidden fortifications that would otherwise be revealed upon a clear line of sight or other wonky ASL rules.
Okay.
Silent line of sight is best used for line of sight to hidden fortifications. Oh, I see.
That's the one when you can't...
So you see it and I don't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's a way to check it. So your opponent can't tell there's something hidden there.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Stu. Good advice there. I got one here, short one from Rick. Here's the correct address for assault fire bonus formula. Ah, okay.
Check that link, Jeff, would you?
I will. It's a picture of Albert Einstein. Wait a minute.
Isn't that a joke?
Yeah, the Stanford
calculating, because in our episode, ASL Extra 26 Break Bash that I recorded with Chris and Dave, at a minute or whatever, you put 1:06 advanced fire phase. Assaulting fire was done incorrectly. You do all the doubling and halving first. 6, half for advancing fire, 3 for point blank fire back to a 6, and then add 1. So the assaulting fire on most of those American squads is a 7. Or SS, whoever the 6 firepower is. Times 2 squads is 14. I guess I counted it as 16 at one point. I think usually we do that correctly, though, don't we?
We do that correctly, yes.
So I think that was a temporary mental error, but we do want listeners to chime in, make those corrections, because we can't always do it right. So
we'd like to know.
Very much. That was a comment they put on the podcast there. So
okay.
As you listen, so I think that's why the other listener sent the link to the Einstein. Here's the correct formula for calculating advanced assaulting fire.
I get it. Yeah, it's got a picture of Einstein here and standing in front of a chalkboard full of figures.
And I'd like to thank Sean Wood, a new Patreon subscriber. Patreon listeners.
Yes.
You get extra content. You get the Bonsai magazines read to you aloud. You can listen to them while you're walking, listen to them while you're driving. And those are posted. I'll have to do a new one soon, Jeff. So, yeah, everyone should jump right in there and give us your support on Patreon. We know.
Yeah, we appreciate that. Yep, we appreciate that very much. And Dave will do those nice readings for you from Bonsai, and I'll send a kiss and a hug. Virtually.
Do you have another letter?
Yes, from Michael Hagerty, who writes, I've been listening to you guys for years. Just saw this episode 100 on YouTube. A couple of thoughts. I did not picture Jeff with long hair. Honestly, I don't think I like it. I always, and will continue to picture Jeff as looking like the frugal gourmet. Really? Jeff Smith, the frugal gourmet. How about that, Michael?
I'm used to Jeff with his real hair, normal hair. And then the no hair. Long hair spoke to no hair.
But
Sounds like a joke or a riddle.
It does. Your hat fits better.
It does.
When you have no hair, the hat fits better.
Indeed.
When I put on the hat,
it comes all popping out,
yeah,
all funny.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I have one from Christian Holmes. Dave and Jeff. I thought I'd be a rebel by putting your names in the wrong order. Oh, that's not the wrong order. That's the right order. I have I have Starter Kit 1. I have had Starter Kit 1 for more than 10 years. Has it been that long?
Wow.
Couldn't really get through a game by myself. Recently, I decided to get back into ASL and went full hog with the rule book as well as Beyond Valor.
Wow.
Have yet to get all the way through the game by myself, but I'm getting close. Now, that is a challenge, so hang in there, Christian. I have to thank the two of you for your podcast and what you're doing. It's helping me get closer to finishing a game. I'm learning a lot from y'all. Yes, I'm from Texas. You should have some players down there in Texas, but it's a big state. I don't know if you're close to the Texas ASL guys. It says, I don't know if you've ever heard of Car Talk, a radio show that was on NPR. It was two guys that had a lot of banter and gave advice when people called in. Very funny stuff. Some of the best banter on radio. Sadly, one of the guys passed away several years ago. Well, the chemistry of you two is very similar to that show. So that's a compliment. He's laughed out loud listening to the show. One question I have for you, and I apologize if this has been asked before. Uh-oh. Jeff. It's riddle me this, Jeff, man. I use the iOS podcast app and subscribe to the Half Squads there. The only thing is it starts at episode 153. I'd love to listen to the earlier ones as well. God help me. He said that. And I have tried to listen to them through the website, but I usually listen in the car, and so...
Yeah. It's
is
inconvenient.
there any way to add them? Now, did we figure that out, Jeff?
Well, I went into the RSS feed burner, which is where I keep that stuff, and I took off the restrictions that I had put on it. I had put on the restriction on it of 100 episodes because they kept emailing me saying that there was an error and they couldn't post all the episodes in the RSS feed because we were going beyond their text limit or something, which I didn't understand why I was having a problem. Anyway, I've gone in and I've lifted the restriction on that. I've set it to 1,000 episodes. It should go to 1,000. But I haven't checked it. So I don't know. Maybe you could check it on your phone because you have an iPhone, don't you, Dave?
I do, but how would I do it?
I don't know.
You go to
iTunes.
S podcast. What's an iOS?
You go to iTunes. Go into your iTunes on your phone. Go into podcasts. Look for the two Half Squads. And see what you get.
Now or later? Not now? Not live on the air?
You could while I read another letter.
Oh, sure. Okay. And he ends with saying, keep up the good work. Don't think you've ever done it all because us baby players benefit from things being said again and again. That's, yeah. 1,000 games. 1,000 games for me, and I still have to hear it again and again.
It does make me, it does me good when you and I play, Dave, and I'll say something like, now let's see, do we use 6-sided dice or 23-sided dice? And you'll say, now let me think. I can't remember. So I'm not the only one that forgets things. We all forget things. We still have a good time.
Yeah, and you can play it correctly for a while, and then suddenly, like the guy said, we did the assaulting fire wrong.
Yeah, right.
Must have doubled that factor by mistake. So
it would be interesting, wouldn't it, just to take one of our average games and have somebody record the whole thing and then have somebody go through the whole thing and tell us all the things we did wrong.
Yeah.
Humiliating, maybe is a better word than interesting. I got a letter here from Doug Pearson. Sorry I didn't get back to you sooner. I drive almost 400 miles a day picking up and delivering specimens to and from labs. And with the COVID-19, I've been busy. First up, New York is pronounced Nyack.
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 Yeah, it's Nyack. Yeah, Nyack.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, yeah.
yeah. Second, my last name is pronounced Pearson. Maybe somebody called him Pearson?
Probably my son or my wife, maybe.
Just for your knowledge, I have been called worse. So whatever is comfortable for you is okay with me. The new Midway movie, I think, was the CGI that turned. Oh, maybe it was Doug that wrote us about the Midway movie, that he didn't like it. But
Oh
he was
yeah.
saying, anyway, he goes on to say, the CGI turned me off. They did the same with Fly Boys. And then honoring the men that killed American in a sneak attack, it just kind of pushed me over the edge. So I didn't like this movie. I understand they were doing what they were told. I have nothing against Japanese, of course. I agree with your guest, and I the didn't like the between Heston and his son in the film, but I did really like the film footage better. So he's talking about the older Midway movie with Charlton Heston. With the CGI, they try to put too much action in every single scene, which is unrealistic. If you want to see a great World War I aerial action, see Blue Max and My Darling Lily. I haven't seen Blue Max. That's with George Papard.
You've never seen that?
I have not seen it since 5th grade, maybe.
Oh yeah. My dad was watching it and had watch this, son.
Yeah, great movie.
I checked. Yeah, and the other one, My Darling Lily. No, I don't know that one.
I don't know that one either. Yeah.
So we'll have to check those out. Well, I got this. My phone says this. Can you see this? I'm on the wrong page here.
Yeah. Okay.
Is that even legible?
Yes, I can see episode 148. De minimis contingent.
All the way down. I'm just scrolling all the way down, and then you can also see I was listening to Bears Over Beers.
134. Okay, keep going down.
134.
Yes, Bears Over Beers.
119. Up 115. So now it's way further back than it was before. He said it stopped at 153.
Yes.
So goes
keep
back
going.
to
Let's just see.
214. I'm stuck. It won't scroll.
114.
Yeah. Well, yeah. 115, 14, 16. 2014. They're labeled by year. So okay, at least we got that much going now.
All right, I'll look at that again. I work in technology all day, and I got my clients. I've got them convinced I know what I'm doing, but I don't. Do you have any more letters there, Dave?
Well, I have 3 here from YouTube, people subscribing on YouTube. So once again, this episode is available on YouTube. Is the music available, Jeff? Is the comedy bits, the parodies?
Yes. Are they available, is the question?
No, they're not, are they?
No, they're not.
At least in the United States. So we've been working on how to get our parodies up live onto the show.
Yes. We're working on it.
Yeah.
Okay, I got a letter here from Dennis. Dennis writes, and he says, hello. Let's see, July equals month 7. 7 is odd, so reverse alphabetical order. Okay. Hello, Jeff and Dave. That was a nice surprise to see and hear episode 250 released on the 4th. And well done to Half Squad Singers for Under a Stun. Especially the line MGTK number equals TK roll. Nailed it.
Not the easiest line to say.
I'm savoring the episode like eating a fine steak. Keep them coming. Thanks for keeping up the regular schedule, especially during the plague times. Nice job, too, on the variety of content. Interviews, produced reviews, guest participation, boring letter reading, on and on with the letters. For crying out loud, will you knock off the letters?
He didn't say that.
No, I put that in there. Another thing I noticed that your Facebook page has fallen into disuse. Yeah, I don't want to go into that.
Okay, you don't? Okay.
I hate Facebook. I'll try to get in there and update it, but I hate that thing. I hate the whole thing. I don't like it. You know why? Because it's a time sink.
It is a time sink.
It's just a big time. And I know guys go on there and they just do ASL, and I give them a lot of credit. Go ahead, do whatever you want to do. And that's great. I can't do that. I go on there and I see this crazy stuff popping up, and
well, we are more active in our Twitter feed.
Yes, good for you, Dave.
We'd like you all to subscribe to Twitter and get us up over 1,000. I don't know why. Why do I even care? Do I really care? Why did I just say that? I don't even know why. Okay. Except our numbers go up. It's kind of cool. But we are posting stuff. We're posting game stuff now a lot more than we ever used to. And one of the things I posted there was about making labels in Vassal. So I'd like to point out to the listeners, although I don't remember the direct directions, you can get into labels and then pick that in Vassal. And I remember I labeled the stream as shallow and then deep because it was the stream in that game we played.
Oh, yeah.
Jeff. So it was just a cool trick you could do. I sent a note to ourselves here that I just read to us to remind everyone that you can make these labels when you have unique things on the board and just stick it right there on the hex, specifying something about that that's special.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We also have a new Patreon subscriber, Clinton. Thank you so much, Clinton, for jumping in there. And
I'll work on a special dance for our Patreon, but not this time. Next time.
Are fun. Dances are fun.
Yeah. Dance moves, especially for them.
Yeah. Lee Miller sent us a message from Patreon saying, you guys are the best. Really enjoy the show. Love-hate relationship with this frustrating but awesome game.
Tell me about it.
Keep up the good work. And did you have another letter, Jeff? Getting near the end there?
Yes, I have one here from Pratik or Pratik.
Oh, yeah, new listener.
Yeah, I'm new to ASL, and I'm working my way through the starter kits. I've been listening to your wonderful podcast in bits and pieces, and particularly like the rules segment. What do you think is the best way for a newbie to get the most out of your podcast? Start at episode 1 and work up from there? Just dive in? Any seminal teaching episodes I should look for? Can we say seminal on this show?
We can.
Okay. No, I would say just dive in.
Probably dive in. If you go at the beginning, yeah, we didn't have any teaching strategies when we were doing the shows, so we are kind of all over the place. And as new product comes out, then it will be looked at and things like that. There was a newbie do we did, but there's also many things you can get on YouTube to help you learn also. So yeah. It's fun to listen in order only because sometimes the jokes build on each other, but
true.
Yeah. So I'd recommend that just for being a history guy.
Yeah.
I have a note from Big Al saying, greetings, great show as always. Regarding the Sturm Tiger VASL marker, this is the giant vehicle, I think, that had the giant 380 millimeter mortar we talked about in my game with Dave Timonen. It's in the counter menu for Vassal. It's in the counter menu for the Sturm Tiger itself. Control V activates it to a prep fire. MA fired this turn marker. Next, Control V changes it to a defensive fire marker. And the third Control V deletes it altogether. So he's got a screenshot here, but I'll email it anyway. By the way, I've been a recipient of a Sturm Tiger direct hit. I knew stacking my entire OOB in the same hex was a bad idea. Thanks for all. I'm glad I'm not the only one that did that in my game with Dave.
I feel the pain.
Thanks for all the listening hours, guys. That's from Al Canamore. So he's saying there is a counter for it in the counter menu for the Sturm Tiger itself. And then you got to do the Control V to flip it several times.
Interesting.
There you go. More great advice from Big Al. Thank you, Al.
We'll have to get that one out, too. It doesn't appear in the scenario we're playing, but what the heck? Let's throw it on the board.
Indeed. You have another one, Jeff?
I have two very, very short ones here. One from Jackson.
Kick them right out. Yeah.
Jackson Kwan writes, and he says, absolutely awesome singing. I think he's replying to probably episode 252.
Yes.
with you Hexy thing on it. Which
yes. So you guys watching on YouTube, you're going to want to go play the audio from the
website.
Yeah.
We could not post the video. We could not post the music for that
It's
on our
original
YouTube
lyrics.
site because it got caught for copyright. So, but you can go to the podcast site, listen to that. And then Fifth Row Center, he's the guy that wrote the lyrics for it? He said, "Whoa, the two half squad singers treatment of You Hexy Thing. I thought it would be impossible to sing, but you proved me wrong. Totally nailed those high notes. Awesome."
And I wasn't sure if he was the writer or not. He had a different name.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, and that was Aaron Kleinschmidt singing that, and he did a great job. That boy's going to go far, Dave.
Indeed.
If he makes big money, I'll come and live with you. And that's it for letters. And that's it for a show.
Is that? Yeah, could be. 30. Yep. Sure thing. So next up, we will be finishing up the Onslaught to Orsha components we haven't looked at yet, and maybe some other small what's in the box things. And we're looking for an interview with Mr. Burris and another interview with the Texas ASL guys, getting that lined up. Want to start looking at some of the blogs out there.
Yep.
And many, many more things.
We got lots of stuff. We're thinking about a round table or two discussion. Get a bunch of guys on with us from around the country or around the world. And,
yeah, we'll have to
maybe do a live thing or two.
We'll have to coordinate that.
Yeah.
Tough. Yeah.
Yeah. So lots to come. So stay tuned, everybody.
All righty.
Thanks for listening. And remember to
roll low
and rally well, but not when you're playing
us. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.